As you can tell by the title of this video, Trials is not returning. If you read This Week at Bungie, that's their weekly newsletter, you'll find this excerpt. Ever since Trials of the Nine went back on hiatus in Season 4, many of you have been asking when it will come back and how it will be evolving. We still don't have a timeline for when it may return, but we do want to give you an update on our current thinking about Trials. Here's the team to fill you in. Destiny Dev Team says, as longtime Destiny players know, Trials of Osiris was released in May of 2015 as the original high-stakes weekend PvP event. Trials had an amazing impact on our game and our community. It was the pinnacle venue for players to show off their best skills, strategy, and gear. The 3v3 elimination mode, combined with the card system, created the coveted reward of earning a trip to the lighthouse. With the introduction to Trials of the Nine and Destiny 2, we made a few changes to the formula which never really hit the same mark. We were unhappy with its role in the ecosystem. The new activity wasn't achieving the goal of bringing the community together every weekend. Both Destiny and the online PvP scene have evolved since 2015, so we don't believe that bringing back the 2015 version of Trials of Osiris would accomplish what our goals are today. Until we have a solid prototype for a pinnacle PvP endgame activity, Trials is staying on hiatus indefinitely and will not return over the course of the next few seasons. When we have those new plans ready, we'll be sure to share them with you. So if you sort of zoned out there while I was reading, essentially it says, Trials is not coming back. I feel like I know what you're going through right now, so let's extinguish those torches and put away those pitchforks and sort of think about this just a bit rationally. On one hand, as a YouTube content creator and an amateur very terrible Twitch streamer, I sort of see Trials of Osiris as easy viewership. On the Twitch directory side of things, it was no surprise whenever Trials of Osiris was available to play that the viewership rose exponentially. While I can't exactly pinpoint why this was the case, I'd imagine that all the extra views were very healthy for the state of the game. With the smash success of a game like Fortnite and the rising popularity of a game like Apex Legends, both of which are titans on the Twitch directory, you would think that there would be a push for Trials of Osiris to come back. But like I said earlier in this video, let's think about it just a bit rationally. So on our one hand, we understand that Twitch viewership increases when Trials is around. On the other, if Trials is a shitty experience, I feel that this could backfire. So this leaves Bungie with a lot of options, but I'm going to delve into two of the main ones. The first of which being pure fan service without really worrying about future sensibilities of the player. AKA, just release Trials how it was in Destiny 1 and don't really worry about anything else. While I could definitely see this being amazing in the short term, I feel that there is some degree of risk of players just slowly realizing that the game wasn't all it was chalked up to be. I mean, if you really pay attention to player trends, take a look at what content creators say about a new patch within a week or a month of the patch releasing. A lot of the times, it'll be blind praise, but then 2 or 3 months later, they will say it's the shittiest thing ever because not all the problems reared their ugly head yet. People call the early stages of these patches the honeymoon period because the player trend is that they want to experiment with new things that are changed, and as a result of everyone experimenting around you, the game feels totally new and fresh, which is enjoyable. But as soon as players catch a glimpse of the best bang for your buck strategy, they will stick to that forever, creating a very bland experience. And I hate to admit, as somebody who's been part of the Destiny community for a very long time, that we as a whole are very terrible about looking for meta counters. So on this note, it brings me to option number 2, which is take the time necessary to totally refine an experience that is long-term better for the health of the game. Never, never, never sleep on this quote. A delayed game is eventually good, but a bad game is bad forever. So while I can see how it's very tempting to just bitch and moan and complain about Trials not returning, let's instead redirect that energy into giving some constructive criticism on how the game can be improved. Seriously, I'd like to see some focused feedback threads on the Bungie forums, on Reddit. I'd like to see discussions in comment sections on related videos, on unrelated videos. Let's make so much constructive criticism, so much focused feedback that Bungie cannot ignore what needs to happen for Trials of Osiris to be a smash success. I'm not going to start listing off ideas on how to improve Trials of Osiris because I don't feel that my sensibilities as a player really reflects the community as a whole. So I'm not going to say shit. This is for you guys. Make the best game mode possible for the majority of the community. Because I anticipate as soon as the population starts returning, the health and other aspects of the game will improve. For instance, I really enjoy the competitive playlist. I do want to start a series on how the competitive playlist can be improved, starting with the introduction of a suicide penalty, but that's a video for another day. The bottom line is that us Destiny players have different sensibilities, different preferences, so I anticipate that not every weekend of Trials will be the same. Some like certain modes, some like certain maps. And so if the overall population increases, for the people who don't like a particular Trials week, they might go to competitive, and if there's more overall numbers, that means I'm getting matches. For reference, I really enjoy the competitive playlist because I'm guaranteed a match against skilled opponents. I can grab my own skilled team, and I can play other skilled teams where each subsequent match we both improve, making the next match even better. This is particularly the reason why the PvE side of Destiny never really appealed to me. I felt that after the first time doing a PvE encounter, my group sort of mastered a strategy that worked even at the lower end of the light levels, and we just stuck to that till the end of time, and it was, I'm not going to say easy, but predictable, and predictable eventually got boring. By extent, this is the same reason that I like competitive a little bit more than Trials, because with the competitive playlist, I more often than not am guaranteed a skilled opponent, whereas with Trials, it could be anybody. But again, this shit isn't about me. This is about everybody. This is about the whole community. So, snap to it. Let's get some focused feedback on Trials. Let's give Bungie all the tools they need to make Trials enjoyable. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. You are the best.